right, here's another edition of the Metal Voice.
Yes.
And Jim, today,
Yeah.
I don't know, a trend I'm not too big on. We can debate it maybe a little later in the show.
Yeah.
This is new releases coming out here. Get this, new. Right, that's the key word there.
Keyword is new.
Stryper.
Yeah.
What's the name of the album?
The Second Coming.
The Second Coming. You know why it's called The Second Coming? Because it's all their hits from the 80s.
Reworked.
Redone, re-recorded.
Yeah.
Not remastered, just redone.
Redone.
And they released it with two new songs.
Two new songs.
Anthrax.
Yes.
Anthem.
Anthems.
I'm going to go take some cover songs.
Yeah.
Thin Lizzy and Boston, some stuff like that. And we're going to do our versions of them. And we're going to release them.
Yeah.
Within Temptation's coming out with a new album.
And guess what?
It's covers.
Covers.
Who else? Queensryche. Undercover.
Undercover.
It's covers. And Stryper, the album before this one, was called The Covering.
Covers.
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 With one new song.
Yes.
We actually did a show on that, a review of that.
Yes, we did. Go check it out.
So, my thing is, Jim, what's up? What's up with this? And nobody's, Adrenaline Mob, after a great
Let me guess.
first album called Omerta.
Yes.
The second album is now called Coverta.
Covers.
Cover songs. Hey, I'm seeing a trend, guys.
We're seeing a trend.
What's going on with this?
We should do a covers of the Metal Voice.
Tesla, every second album seems either it's live, unplugged, or covers.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, okay. Let's just analyze this a bit.
Why is this happening, Jim?
Why is this happening? From a business perspective.
Business.
It's business. Let's get down to business. From a business perspective, bands in the 80s got ripped off.
Yeah.
There was this thing called the Mafia record company, right? So what they did is they took in bands like Stryper.
Give you an advance, which means a loan, that you're indebted for the rest of your life to us.
They give them an unreasonable contract. They sell
we own all the rights
2 million copies of whatever album it is. They make all the money, and then they declare bankruptcy, and they don't pay them a cent.
Sure.
So that's what happens. So,
Attic Records.
And also, they lose their licensing rights to their music, or their playing rights, or whatever the case may be in the contract. Basically, they lose their songs. That's what it comes down to. So bands like Stryper, they're re-recording their songs so they can gain back the songs. Yeah. So this way, if somebody wants to use them in a commercial, a TV, a soundtrack, they will get paid for those songs.
Okay, so what do you think of the Stryper album?
I really liked it. I mean, Michael Sweet, his voice has not changed. Actually, it's gotten better.
Yeah, I think it's gotten better. Actually,
and that's the key. Oz Fox, incredible back vocals, incredible guitars.
You could be a lead singer in any other band. Oz Fox. I just got a DVD of they did in the mid '90s. I think in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
it's live, and the harmonies you swear was in a studio. It was really well done.
Go ahead and check The Second Coming. I think it's well worth the money. The sound
the
is
heavier
big.
Sound. That's one of the things that's coming out of
It's
there.
not down-tuned just to fit the vocals. No, they're playing the songs the same way, but it sounds bigger, better, and more metal.
Also, Stryper's touring throughout the month of July in the United States of America. Massive. Mike Tramp and White Lion opening some of those shows. So there you go. Keep an eye out for Stryper. Now Anthrax. Now the way they did it in Europe.
But wait a second, before we go to Anthrax, I just want to say the two songs.
Yes.
Two songs. There's 2 new songs on Stryper album. Blackened is a phenomenal song. You're like 9 out of 10, and even the other one's called Bleeding from the Inside. Another great song, right out of the 80s. Let's go to Anthem with Anthrax.
Yeah, the way they did it in Europe, they released or re-released worship music, and as a bonus, because you're actually buying stuff instead of downloading it illegally, they threw in this EP called Anthem with six cover songs. Here in North America, they just released the album, 6 or 7 cover songs, and it was priced accordingly, I have to admit. Now, Anthrax, they took those songs and they said, how can we do it to pay as much honor and homage to these songs that influence us? They do it, it's like note perfect almost. Okay? So if you listen to Anthem by Rush, then that's Charlie Benante says, I can't screw this up. I gotta play drums, this is my idol, and he did fantastic, and the guitars are great. And I personally thought Joey Belladonna, nobody can sing like Geddy Lee, including Geddy Lee now. Joey Belladonna did a great song, great vocal. He's a higher range for him, but he did a great job.
I don't know. I think musicianship on Anthems, or the song Anthem, is 10 out of 10. The drumming, the guitar, the whole sound, the production is like exploding. It's coming right out of the speakers. Joey, phenomenal singer. It's just that Geddy in those days had such a unique tone or a unique style that whenever somebody tries to cover him, it just falls short. And it's not because Joey's not a great singer. It's because Geddy is so unique in his vocal.
Yeah, and you look at the other song they chose. I think the Journey song. I think it was before Steve Perry joined the band.
Yeah.
And you got Brad singing from Boston. He had a pretty good voice. Philip Lynott, they do a cover of
which is probably
of Jailbreak.
Yeah.
Philip Lynott could have sang the phone book. It would have sounded good. And like Bon Scott with TNT.
Yeah, it didn't do it for me.
He even called himself.
Oi, oi.
Bon Scott used to joke that he sounded like a weasel in Heat.
Yeah, but Bon Scott is just like Geddy Lee. But he's so unique.
Distinct
he's so
voices.
distinct that when anybody tries to cover him, unless you're going to mimic him or just do some sort of, bang on sound of him, I mean, it's just going to fall short. He just has such.
You're saying that these are songs with distinct singers, and Joey.
He's an amazing voice.
He wasn't up to the task.
Nobody's up to the task. That's what I'm saying. You just can't cover these guys.
All right. Okay, so that leads to this week's metal debate.
All right.
Is this a trend that we want to encourage? And B, if you're going to do a cover album, do you redo them to your style, or do you go note perfect? What do you think, Jim?
I think of Anthrax, and I think of all the great songs they did covers for.
Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
With John Bush, they did Iron Maiden, Remember Tomorrow, I believe. And they also did Time, right? The Persistence of Time, Tucka Tucka Time, Joe version. Jackson. Those, Got the Time, that's what it's called. Now that's and they also did Public Enemy, right? They did Bring the Noise. Those are, they took songs that were a lot older and they changed them up a bit and they made them bigger and better than what they are. So yes, I agree to music that way in cover songs. I don't agree to just doing a cover song for the sake of doing a cover song. I think if you can bring it up a level or up a step, then you should do it. But if not, then you shouldn't really be doing it.
Yeah. Well, the whole trend, I guess business-wise it makes sense. I can understand that, but it's not something, it's happening too much.
Maybe.
Is this an excuse to get out to tour? Because historically, you made your money with the album sales and you lost money on touring, whereas now you make money off the merchandise and while you're touring. Album sales are down.
Can I give you another theory on the business side of things?
Sure.
Okay, no albums are.
I don't understand this. You got to explain.
I'm going to explain to you on a business perspective. So a band comes out and they say, okay, we're going to cover, let's say, Rush.
Right.
They're not going to sell any albums, so they don't have to pay Rush anything.
Okay.
They might write them a check for like $15.
Yeah.
So here's a band that gets to cover Rush or any other band. I'm not even talking about Anthrax. They don't really have to pay anybody anything, yet the whole world gets to listen to it. So I think from a business perspective, that's why you're seeing a lot of covers. It's an easy way to get your music access to throughout the whole world, doing a cover song, and not really paying the artist who actually wrote it. Make sense?
Yeah.
And a reason to tour. I mean, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I think that's why you're seeing a lot more cover songs. Because nobody has to pay anybody for intellectual property.
It has to be something like that. Because like at Stryper, I got everything they've done. I got every album, so I have them. And if you release them, or proud enough to release them back then, you're proud of your product, you got it out. Do I need to hear the 2013 version?
Yeah.
It's maybe a nicer version.
Sure.
His voice is, is much more mature sounding, a great voice.
Yeah.
But, I have it all. And I'm not going to go invest my hard-earned cash in something I already have. I'd rather get something, or even take a chance on a new band.
Yeah.
Like Bloodbound, or, or new bands.
No question.
Savage Messiah, that's one I'm going to check out soon.
Okay.
They sound pretty good.
Oh.
So I'd rather spend my money on that instead of something I already have. That's my
We want to know your comments. Cover songs, good or bad, leave us a comment. What else we got on there? We got, I like it.
Jim, I saw a show recently.
What'd you see?
Take a guess.
Let me guess. Okay, Y&T.
Face melter.
Yesterday and today.
First time I ever saw them. Waited 30 years to see them.
Ah.
To 1983.
Uh-huh.
As you know, Y&T, a little band out of California. Motley Crue opened for them.
Ooh.
Rat. Everybody opened for them. And then what happened? Y&T kind of spent the rest of their career trying to catch up to all these guys that used to open for them. So
sad but true.
Sad but true. Great hard rocking band. They were just coming out of the 70s, kind of missed. There's a question of timing. They're kind of like Sammy Hagar. They remind me a little bit of Sammy Hagar's solo career.
Yeah.
It sounds, I think. But great show. Club. Fantastic sound, little club down in Rhode Island, the Rock Junction.
Mm-hmm.
held about 400 people. I think there was maybe about 300. Last time they played for 2.5 hours. This time they played for nearly 2 hours.
You know, next time you're in a club somewhere in the U.S., we'll tell everybody in the metal world. And maybe they could just come meet you. And
it was a great. Hey, that's why we do the show. Again, I walk into a place, maybe 30 people there, waiting for the show to start.
Yeah.
Met a couple of guys at the bar. Great guys from New Hampshire. Actually, Scott provided a lot of the pictures that you'll see throughout this episode. And that's it. That's a brotherhood. When you're there to talk about the music, you're there to talk about the music, and you're real fans. Everybody, heavy metal's so violent. I don't know. I wouldn't go to that concert because they do stuff that can injure yourselves. Are you crazy? It's all about the music. The safest place you'll ever be in your life, even if it's a crowd of a million people like in Rio, it's the safest place because if it's all about... You get one poser though. If you get one poser, he can destroy everything. But if it's... we got a million fanatics, it's the safest place you'll ever... Hey, the most violent concert I ever saw, Jim. Stevie Ray Vaughan. And the opening band was Southside Johnny and the Jukes. I mean, hey, this is... You know, it was an outdoor festival, maybe there's some drinking involved, but I couldn't go 2 feet without a fight breaking out. That was Stevie Ray Vaughan. Frank Marino Mahogany Rush opened. I mean, you don't think, people say, well, it's a bunch of hippies. They're violent, these hippies.
Not like us.
Not like us. Metalheads is the safest place I'll ever be. Anyway, the show was great. Stood 4 feet from the stage. You could hear it from the back of the place, 4 feet. No ears bleeding.
Good.
No ringing of the ears. I can still hear what?
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, I thought you said something.
Nothing.
Huh?
That's it.
Okay, so it was a great show. I was 4 feet talking to Dave. They go, this is off of the Face Melter album, and it was actually our video. And I go, it's called Coming Home. He goes, yeah, that's right. We're talking like I'm talking to you. Dave Meniketti, finally, 30 years. This guy's turning 60 this year. Mm-hmm. Can still sing.
Yeah.
Can still play guitar. We all knew lead guitar, lead vocals. Y&T equals Dave Meniketti. And it was a great. He pulled off 2 solos. I think one in I Believe in You. Yep. The other one, Winds of Change. That even the rest of the band is going, Dave, what are you doing, Dave? That was Dave. Hey, I'm impressed, Dave. That was really nice.
Cool.
He was drained. He left it all on the stage. If they had an oxygen tank, I think he would have gone and he poured his soul into those solos. Unbelievable.
Good.
And they're still touring too. I want to let you know you can go out and catch them. They're doing a US tour for all the way through August and July, heading over to the UK in September, and then finishing up in October in Europe, and 2 dates in Spain in the beginning of November. So go and check them out. The set list, great set list. The band was tight.
Nice. Tight.
So tight that they're loving squeaks. You know what I mean? That's how tight this band was. And afterwards, first of all, before the show starts, I'm trying to liquidate all the liquids from my body. I'm in the washroom before the show stops. Don't want to miss a second. And who's next to me? Brad Lang. Brad Lang, the bass player. He's sitting next to me. I'm pretty sure he washed his hands before he got his. But he's all pumped. He goes, finally, I get to play. This is kind of how loosey-goosey feel. And the boys came out. John Nyman, the drummer came out. And like I said, Brad, they signed everything. In fact, I picked up at the show.
Okay.
Live at the Mystic.
Nice.
Want to do a little quick review? This was every year down in California. All the diehard Y&T fans go. 2 nights, sold out. Mystic Theater down there. This was a double CD. Mm-hmm. Brad told me when he was signing it that no overdubs.
In the bathroom he signed this?
No, this is after the show.
Okay, good.
I let him, I wanted to go back to the first stage. I was surprised to see him standing next to me. You're supposed to be up on stage. When are you starting? Get up there. I've been waiting. Anyways, live at the Mystic, great set list. A lot of the songs that I watched, they perform on here. A little heavy on the Face Melter because that was the tour. It's dedicated, of course, to the memory of Phil Kennemore, who passed away, unfortunately, to cancer. And the band's tight. The backing vocals, no overdubs. Brad told me no overdubs.
That's it.
It's 2 nights, best songs of each night.
Good.
So go check it out. They played Midnight in Tokyo. This was the 30th celebration, 30th anniversary of the Mean Streak, my favorite album of Y&T.
Yeah.
So they played a little bit more songs, like Lonely Side of Town, Mean Streak.
Good.
And they did Midnight in Tokyo.
Oh.
That right there, I could have gone home. And they played for another hour and a half after.
And Summertime Girls?
And then, unfortunately, Summertime
And everybody was standing like this.
Yeah, I stood like that. Some people were singing. But any self-respecting Y&T fan would not sing to Summertime Girls. I'm sorry, it's the
golden rule.
That was their last grasp at the commercialism.
Yeah.
And you listen to 10. They played a couple of songs off of Contagious, Eyes of a Stranger. So they went deep into the catalog. Songs off of Earthshaker, Black. They started with Black Tiger.
Oh,
great show.
Great song. Okay.
Great show. You got to check them out if they come to your area. They tend to play small clubs. So it's a very intimate setting, and the sound in this particular one was unbelievable.
And you know what? Next time you're going to be somewhere in the U.S. or somewhere in Canada where you're at a show, I'll put out a tweet that Alan will be at this show. If you want to meet Alan, he'll be there.
Amongst 30,000 people.
There's Alan in the middle.
But again, so they're touring. Check them out. And like I said, Stryper's touring as well.
What? That's it. So, check us out on Facebook. Check us out at metalvoice.com. Check us out. Join us on the tweet. Metal Voice, and we'll check you out at another, or check us out at another episode.